Today is New Year's Day, and we are bringing in the New Year's with another reaction video. But we're not doing music, we're doing television. Yes, Netflix has done it again. After that whole P. Diddy situation, I had to watch something better. I had to watch something different because Netflix got me with that one. Today is Thursday. This past Saturday, I decided that I wanted to hop on this Stranger Things bandwagon and be a part of the hype because I want to see what this was all about. I literally had no clue as to how long this has been out, like since 2016. So we're going on almost a decade here. It is different when you binge watch a series versus watching each individual episode at their airtime because you have that wait time. I had all the episodes right there available when I was ready to watch the next one. So that was the beauty about watching this because I have literally all the seasons fresh in my mind. Mind you, I started watching this 5 days ago. I literally watched a season every single day. And what I cannot believe is how was I not a part of this culture watching Stranger Things as it was happening? I mean, I am a mom with 3 kids, so I'm an 80s baby. I was born in the 80s, but raised in the 90s. Was it just me? And I'm talking to my generation. I'm talking to the millennials. Did you find yourself reminiscing, having flashbacks, dissociating every time you saw these kids on their bike, or you saw them with like a walkie-talkie, or you saw them playing D&D, which is Dungeons and Dragons? I know I did. I found myself literally having overwhelming feelings of nostalgia. This TV show captured exactly what it was like to grow up in the 80s. And even the technology that they used, they had to literally figure things out. It wasn't just handed to them. Not only that, there were so many other aspects of the bigger part of what I got from Stranger Things. I can literally remember watching movies like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Killer Clowns from Mars, with the cotton candy. And they, you guys probably remember this one. This is an old one. The Stuff, when they were eating that yogurt out the ground. Who just eats a random substance out the ground, right? Poltergeist, Hellraiser, all of those movies I felt had a little bit of that in here. They captured the essence of the 80s and the cinema culture back then too. My daughter, when she was 4 in 2016, always played Kate Bush. Always played that song. I couldn't stand it. I didn't know where it came from, who she was, what the song was. Then I realized it was from Stranger Things. That song means so much more to me now that I now understand what it means. It brought Max back to life. That song was her guide. I will never be the same after seeing that scene. Kate Bush, you are that girl. You saved Max. I don't know who was in charge of the music for the series, but let me tell you, you knew what you were doing and you knew 80s. And the fact, and I fact checked this too, every song that they played in each scene also was a song that charted in that year. So if they played a song from 1984 in the series, it actually charted in 1984 in real life. Yep, your girl's on it. It absolutely captured my childhood. I think it captured every 80s kid, 90s kid's childhood. Whatever we did, we played hard. I can remember being on missions, riding my bike, going to my neighbor's house. It was really cool and refreshing to see something where you had to interact and put the phones down. Like I said, I'm not into extraterrestrial things that are supernatural. That is the main reason why I did not give this show a chance when it came out. I showed no interest in this, but it was so well produced. Just like Sinners, people focused on Sinners being a vampire movie. It was deeper than that. My favorite season is season 1. They're young and they're really capturing what it's like to be a kid in the 80s. You don't realize how intense and how big this is about to get, because I literally thought it was just about that one monster and going in and out between. I thought that was it. When Will gets abducted, I thought that was the end of Will. Like, it was so many things that I didn't understand, but what I liked is a person with ADHD. It didn't leave me having questions. It explained everything, and it kept my interest. I have to report that it kept my interest. It is very easy for me to throw something away. I think it's easy for all of us to throw anything away nowadays. We just lose interest really quickly. Let's just get right into this, because I just want to talk about the show. I want to talk about the show, and I want you to talk about the show with me, because I know you guys got a lot to say. I got a lot to say. And especially for the people who have been watching each series as it's aired, I want to know your opinion. I want to know how you feel waiting weeks, waiting years for the next season to come out, because the upside on binge watching is you don't have to wait. Everything is right there for you. You can't do 80s without 80 stars. You just can't. There were 2 stars that are iconic in the 80s. Winona Ryder. If you don't know who Winona is, Winona played in several movies. The movie I know her from is Little Women and Beetlejuice. Yes, Beetlejuice. She also played in the movie Edward Scissorhands with Johnny Depp. Oh, she played in Heathers. Heathers. Do you guys know who Heathers is? If you don't, you should really go and watch that movie. But she is a recognizable symbol of the 80s. Robert Englund played Vecna/Henry/1, played his father. And he did a darn good job too. If you don't know who Robert Englund is, he's Freddy Krueger. Let's talk a little bit about the cast. We're going to start with Eleven. Eleven was played by Millie Bobby Brown. And I think it's kind of cool that her name is Bobby Brown, because Bobby Brown was a singer in the 80s, and Bobby Brown was that deal. Something about her facial structure, along with her buzz cut or her shaved head, I found absolutely breathtaking. They could not have casted a better person for Eleven. Whenever Eleven held her hand out and her face was down and she focused on her target that she was getting ready to demolish, it's this look in her eyes. I really believed she was 11. They did such a good job developing her character. I love the fact that she was strong and resilient no matter how many times she felt broken down, no matter how many times she thought she was going to fail at something. She did it. The storyline of her name and why she is called 11, I really didn't get. When I heard her name, I said, 11? Oh God, this show. There's a reason why she's called 11. Mike Wheeler, Finn Wolfhard. I liked Mike, but then Mike just started to become kind of little moody. I don't know if he's just started to become like bratty. I was not into his character from like the end of season 2 up until season 3. As the storyline developed, I absolutely loved how he treated Elle. The scene where she is fighting to save Max, and they're in the upside down, and he starts speaking life into her, and you see her come alive so she can fight. Let's talk about Will Byers. Will was adorable to me. I always felt like there was something that was going to happen to him where he was going to prove himself very heroic, because they built his character to be kind of timid and more introverted. Will lived up to his role and what he was supposed to do, and I definitely am a big fan of Will. Wanted to know why he chose to wait till it was the end of the world to decide to come out the closet. You couldn't have done this at any other time. But I understand why he did it. He had to, so Vecna couldn't have a hold on him anymore. If you notice, he was coming after people that had something to hide or something that they were struggling with, like the boy Fred, I believe his name was Fred. He had that car accident, and they kept emphasizing on the guilt, on his guilt. Vecna preyed on that. Max was feeling some way about her brother Billy, which, by the way, I actually had a crush on Billy. Come on, man. Billy was pretty. It kind of was fitting for Will to come out in the middle of all of that, because after that, we saw him on the rise. We saw him free after that. He was able to conquer Vecna and do things with his mind that he couldn't before because he was in his own prison. Caleb McLaughlin, which is Lucas. I like Lucas. I feel like Lucas was a very good supporting actor. I feel like he was a good support for the group. I didn't want anything bad to happen to him, but I was waiting for his moment to shine. And I don't feel like I got that from Lucas. One moment I did appreciate about Lucas was him playing the music and being there with Max. I loved him for that. I love the relationship between him and Max. Sadie Sink, Max Mayfield. First of all, I just want to talk about how beautiful and stunning this girl is. I love tomboys because I was a tomboy myself growing up, so I can relate. There are a few moments in Stranger Things that gave me the gasps, that had me clutching my chest. When Vecna lifted her up in the air and she started to break, my heart literally skipped a beat because I said, there's no way that they actually wrote this into the storyline for the audience to sit here and watch Max get broken up. I lost it because I didn't think she was going to make it. We're going to talk about my favorite character of the entire series. Can you guess? It's Dustin. I love me some Dustin. You guys have no idea. His personality is larger than life. He reminds me of my son, Colton. His face is cute and handsome at the same time. I love his hair. He had the best mullet I've ever seen in my entire life. And he always had a hat on. And this one particular hat I liked, it said thinking cap. I saw it on Amazon like a while ago and I didn't know what that meant. Now I know what it meant and I'm going to get it. He came off as a nerd, but a rebellious nerd. Dustin was the glue that held everything together in this movie. He was the brains. I knew I loved Dustin when he raised the Demogorgon. I was so sad that Muse the cat got eaten. That did bother me. When he was raising D'Artagnan, he would give him 3 Musketeer chocolate bars. And to see D'Artagnan die at the end, that hurt my heart. I even said that if something happens to Dustin, I'm turning the TV off and I'm not finishing it. So thank you for not writing Dustin off. Thank you. Thank you so much. Can we get into Steve Harrington? Like, I don't know if they named him Harrington because of his hair, like Harrington. They painted Steve to be like a real prick, like a real mean jock. Actually, a real conceited, cocky bully. That's what I thought Steve was going to be. I thought we were going to see him for 1 episode. Little did I know he was out here saving the world. Can we just talk about Steve's hair right now? Steve's hair was its own character. That real 80s greaser look. I just know that hair was everything. Then you have Mr. Jim Hopper, the chief. I didn't know how to feel about him at the beginning. I said, oh gosh, he's going to be drinking this whole time and struggling. But when they started to tell his story of how he lost his daughter, but then went into depth as to why his daughter died, heartstrings. There is this bond between Hopper and Eleven that I really, really, really cherished. That is when I started to fall in love with Hopper's character. He was already badass. He was already he's a man's man. Despite was going through his own battle, he was still there for everybody else. And I loved how he took Eleven in as his own daughter. We're going to get into Nancy Wheeler real quick. I'm going to be very quick about this. I had to pause the series to put notes into my phone about what I wanted to talk about the series. And the first note that I put in under her character was that she is not a good friend. And hold on, before you grill me, let me explain to you why I already condemned her character at the beginning of the series, to where I said, I don't care if anything happens to her. In season 1, where poor little Barbara gets snatched by the Demogorgon, Nancy set her best friend up to die because she wanted to be a floozy. I don't care what's going on if they weren't aware of what's going on. You're sending your best friend, who's a girl, out into the wilderness, the darkness, to drive home alone at night. And it's not like there's neighbors and you're in city life. You're in the country, okay? Did you see where they parked on the side of the road? She literally told her friend to go home. Had she not done that to her friend would have made it in season 2. And then you want to help her parents find Barbara. You know damn well what happened to her. And the fact you got 2 great guys after you, irritated with Nancy because she created this triangle. Like, stop being a floozy. Stop. You got 2 guys after you. Aren't you stressed out? So Nancy, I'm sorry. I am not a fan. Jonathan, we're going to get into Jonathan. I love Jonathan's relationship with his younger brother, Will. There is a scene where he states that the day their father left, he went and helped Will build Castle Byers. If you don't know what Castle Byers is the actual place where Will was hiding from the Demogorgon. This was the shelter. Jonathan's nature, it shows how he stepped in to be a father figure to Jonathan and how much he loved his little brother. I want to talk about Rockin' Robin, which is played by Maya Hawke. She snuck in and got me too. Her and Steve, but she snuck in and got me. How can you not love Robin? Robin was just so cool. She was in the closet as well, and she was nervous to come out about that. And back in those days, it was harder to come out of the closet than it is now. And I liked how encouraging she was to Will. I like how she spoke to Will as letting him know it's okay to be yourself, showing that real human quality of being nervous and insecure and then overcoming it. And I feel like that's what Robin did. And once she did, she was just like Rockin' Robin. She was awesome. Absolutely loved her personality. She is somebody I would probably party with. Let's talk about Billy Hargrove. The boy was fine, even with blood on him. He played the heck out of his part. When I heard Hurricane drop and that car door opened, I already knew somebody badass was getting out that car because that's the type of music you would play. He played his part good because there were some moments I did not like him for how he treated Maxine. I didn't know where he was going to go, but I knew he was going to be set up to have a real painful death just because he was such a jerk. Didn't see coming was when he saved Max. So he ended up being a good brother. And then when they broke it down as to his pain, what happened to him, it all came from pain that was done to them as a child. And I feel that this is a message that Stranger Things was trying to tell us, is that when you do bad to other people, especially kids when they're little, it stays with them. It shapes the kind of adult that they're going to be when they get older. Negativity, pain, it's contagious. And I felt like that's what this show was saying. All of this is going to take over our world if we don't do something about it and stop it and choose to do the right thing. There's so many different deep messages throughout this series that I felt was very relatable as in today's world, just without the supernatural stuff. But there are battles going on that we don't even know about in other dimensions. I really do believe that. I do believe that there are things outside of this world that are beyond our comprehension, our imagination. And this show is that deal. It really makes you think. And trust me, folks, I've been thinking all night. I only got 2 hours of sleep. Let's talk about Dr. Brenner. Dr. Brenner confused me. I didn't know how to feel about him. I felt like he was a bad guy, and then I felt like he wasn't. I just kept saying, like, why are you putting these children through this? So I still don't know how I feel about Dr. Brenner. Jamie Campbell Bower, he played Vecna, aka Henry, aka One. How they introduced him, I never would have saw it coming. Never. Especially when Vecna was trying to help Eleven escape. But I knew something was up when she went to go remove that chip. There's a chip in him for a reason, folks, where they show him becoming Vecna. And they show the tattoo of One on his arm. I had to turn the TV off. I had to go sit down. I had to eat some Sour Patch Kids, and I had to process what I just saw. And the development of his character, flawless. It is hard to make your audience relate to the villain, unless you just enjoy bad guys. And some people do. He was hurt as a child, and it wasn't his fault. And that, ladies and gentlemen, right there is what gets me. Vecna, I think I enjoyed his story development the most because I didn't see it coming. With Robert Englund being his father, you couldn't have picked a better Vecna. You could not. His facial structure, everything, you could even see his facial structure through the makeup that they put on him, like with his eyes and his nose. He was a very distinctive character. Let's get into Eddie Munson. Oh, Eddie. I wish Eddie had a larger part. I enjoyed him so much. And the way he went out, it was so heroic. But to see Dustin cry like that, I don't know if I liked Dustin and Eddie together more or Steven and Dustin. Surprisingly, one of my other favorite characters was Murray Bowman. I freaking loved him. His personality, all his lines, every time he said something, it was funny. His gestures, his quirkiness. He was that character that would lighten the mood up. Just a smart ass. Gotta have a good smart ass. During times like that, when you're trying to save the world, it's a lot of pressure. He needs an award for his role in Stranger Things, seriously. The person I least enjoyed out of this casting, and I don't know why, but I just want to smack her, which lets me know she played the heck out of her part, is Erica. Let me tell you something. If I had a child with a mouth like that, I would be knocking her teeth out. She was too grown for me. Girl, you played your part. She was funny at some parts, but there's just some parts where I was like, girl, you are being disrespectful right now. You better watch your tone. And maybe that's just a parent in me, but let me tell you, child. But she was very helpful when she was small enough to climb through that vent. So Erica, I give you props for that. I loved Dr. Sam Owens. I thought he was a bad guy at first. Ended up liking him. Miss Karen Wheeler, Mike and Holly's mother. She surprised me. I thought she was going to get with Billy, and then she didn't. Good lady, Karen, because you're married. But there is a scene where she fights a Demogorgon for her baby. As a mom, I related to that moment so much. I think the fear of losing your child is the scariest thing than what you're actually facing. So you get the superhuman strength. She took a wine bottle, folks, wine bottle, and was attacking the Demogorgon. She was attacking a alien. She survived that. Only a mom could survive that kind of situation. And Sean Astin played an Encino Man. You guys remember Encino Man? I do. With Brendan Fraser and Pauly Shore. Are you kidding me? You guys also might know him from Lord of the Rings. He played Bob. I thought he was going to make it. He went through all of that just to get eaten by the Demogorgons. Bob, I wasn't ready for that. Ted Wheeler, he annoyed me too. Kind of like Erica's character a little bit. He was just there. I didn't even understand why he was there because nothing really happened to him. He got attacked but then survived. I don't even know why he was there. I just wanted him to just go read a newspaper somewhere and just stay there. Eduardo Franco, who played Argyle, had the prettiest hair I've ever seen. I love the way he talked. He reminded me of like a Wayne's World character back in the day. He was great too as a supporting actor. Number 8, which was Eleven's sister. She played the heck out of her role. I was actually pretty sad when she died. Mr. Clark, the science teacher. I actually thought he was going to be like a mad scientist behind all of this. I overestimated his character. I thought he was going to have a bigger part than what he actually did. Mayor Larry Klein. He played in The Princess Bride, very famous movie in the 80s. Classic, cult classic. I loved Catherine Curtin. That is the lady that played Dustin's mom. She looked just like him, actually. I love Dipshit Derek. Dipshit Derek. That he changed his name to Delightful Derek, and it was just so cute. I just loved him. We are going to get into my favorite characters, okay? Ranking. Number 8 is Murray Bauman. Number 7 is Robin. Number 6 is Eddie Munson. Number 5 is Hopper. Number 4 is Steven's hair. Number 3 is Steven. Number 2 is Elle, also known as 11. And number 1 is Dustin. Those are my favorite characters from Stranger Things. Now, my favorite duos. Favorite duos, which means on screen, dynamic duo. My favorite number 5 duo was Joyce and Murray. I loved their on-screen chemistry. They worked so good together. My 4th favorite was 11 and Max. Remember, when 11 saw Max in the gym with Mike, she got real jealous. But then Max kind of showed her the ropes of how to be a girl. And I loved how they developed on screen together. 3rd favorite duo is Dustin and Eddie. Dustin and Susie. I loved how they communicated with their little science talk. They were just made for each other. My favorite duo had to be Steve and Robin. They developed a friendship that I did not see coming. So that duo surprised me out of all the duos in Stranger Things. Oh, and then the theme song. The theme song for Stranger Things will never leave my head. Matter of fact, stay tuned because you already know I'm going to remix that. I think the favorite moment for me is when Will saves his friends from the Demogorgons. Was probably my top moment. This is going to be a cult classic if it's not already. I feel like it's just one of those things where if you know, you know. It is to be respected. Stranger Things saga is to be respected. To the Duffer Brothers, you did your thing. You made something that is a classic that will last, that will always have a timeless essence to it. Can't wait to go back and watch it again and pick up on things that I missed. Guys, I cannot believe it's over. Like, what do I do with my life now? Like, what do I do? I need to know. I need to know from my day ones, my Stranger Things fans, day one fans. I need to know what you guys think because I binged watched. You guys have been with this series from the beginning. I need to know your perspective and get into your mind and see how you view the show with waiting years in between for the sale. How did you feel about experiencing Stranger Things? I will see you guys in the next reaction video. Ciao.